Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here at the Toronto Film Festival, and it's time to review Weird, the Al Yankovic story. The movie is a parody of musical biopics, and it is about the life of Weird Al and his impossibly quick rise to stardom as one of the greatest musicians and one of the best-selling musicians of all time, as we all know that he was. The movie is actually co-written by Weird Al himself, and yeah, it's not really accurate to the life of Weird Al. It is natural to some extent that the Weird Al biopic is itself a parody. And yeah, there was a music biopic parody, Walk Hard. I haven't seen that. I can't compare the two, but music biopics have risen up again, and now we have another film that is deconstructing all those cliches that we are growing overly familiar with. What I like best about this movie is that it's very stupid. It exists in its own little make-believe world where Weird Al's music is treated like it's on the level of like Freddie Mercury and that it's brilliant and groundbreaking. The character of Weird Al in this movie is not a comedian, but a serious songwriter and accordion player. And yes, he does make the songs that Weird Al eventually made, but it's very funny to watch those songs be delivered and be like perceived in like a different way by people who are hearing them. And part of the humor there is due to Daniel Radcliffe and the great deadpan that he brings, where he never overreaches in trying too hard to be funny. He often looks like he has no idea if he's being funny for the audience, and I like that. There are some smaller performances here, like from Will Forte, where he does kind of seem like he's trying to be funny for the audience. And although I do like Will Forte in a lot of circumstances, I think that kind of performance works less well here. Like there's a part where that character goes, yeah, I deserve that. And it just didn't feel right for the tone of this movie and the jokes and the humor that I found to be the funniest here. In fact, one of the best performances here outside of Daniel Radcliffe is the actor who plays Al's dad, Toby Huss. He plays the dad who wants his son to work at the dangerous factory because he has like a plan for him and doesn't want him to be an artist. And some of the scenes, like especially in the beginning with that character and at the dinner table, were some of my favorites. And just because of the actor's like commitment to being that biopic dad. This movie covers a lot of cliches in music biopics, as you might expect, from the ways in which the characters like come up with their songs by their surroundings suggesting that like the ideas should come to them, and then them immediately having the idea and then knowing that it's brilliant and then rising to fame in no time. You know, the disapproving parents who think he's playing the devil's music. It's all pretty spot on. I like that this movie doesn't take itself seriously at all. There's no character that you're actually supposed to feel emotionally invested with. Like everybody feels pretty disposable. And I actually like that in a movie. I think it's refreshing to have a movie that is just stupid. Overall, the movie's very funny. You're gonna get the laughs that you came for. If you're the kind of person who misses Will Ferrell-esque comedies like Talladega Nights or The Other Guys, or if you're a fan of like 21 Jump Street or something, you'll like this movie. You know, there are spots where it loses steam, for sure. Mostly in the second half, and I could feel that with the audience too, that they were just like not laughing as much at a certain point. But it does give you enough. Like there's a moment, you know, maybe 2/3 in where I was getting a little bored of what was going on in the movie, and then it just took two left turns and became a completely different kind of movie, like just for no reason and because, and I was like, there we go, that's what I want to see. Just when it was almost too invested in its own story, it deviated from that. Any way to make the movie even stupider is a win in my book. I mean, I would have probably liked the movie to even go like further. Like that's just where my mind goes, is like, how could you make this even dumber? There are a fuck ton of cameos in this movie, and those are really fun to watch. I thought the performance of Evan Rachel Wood as Madonna was okay, but I do think that a more unconventional and bold casting choice could have brought something like weirder to the character. I really felt like Evan Rachel Wood was doing what she was supposed to do for this character, whereas Daniel Radcliffe kind of playing against that casting or just being like kind of a funny casting choice gave that character something else. Although I've liked Evan Rachel Wood in other movies, it just didn't feel like she brought something like totally unique, I guess. So overall, as I've said, it's not the funniest movie I've ever seen, but you will get the laughs that you came for. Couple moments lag a little bit, but it brings it home in the end. Stay for the credits. And if you're wondering, do I need to think Weird Al's music is funny to enjoy this movie? The answer is no. I don't really care about Weird Al's music. You don't even need to be laughing at the music in the movie. The context in which the music is being used actually makes it funny in a different way. And, you know, as a writer and producer of this movie, Weird Al shows that his comedic capabilities go beyond just parody songwriting. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. What amazing talent do your parents disapprove of?